Tom Taylor and John Timms continue John's journey to find what type of Superman he will be as the man attempts to establish a secret identity for himself, but a series of events force him to begin to reconsider his efforts. Tom Taylor continues building up his new Superman extremely well, continuing the path he set John on last issue as the hero decides what he as Superman will be fighting for and what he will do to save the Earth. I really do applaud Tom for going about it in a way that it didn't big up John's Superman and put down Clark's Superman. They actually have a really great conversation where that could easily have happened, but I like that he goes into why Clark didn't do more and why John can do more, and it basically boils down to John being a natural child of Earth, whereas Clark isn't, and he feels he can't do more because he isn't from this planet, but John can, and I like that that's sort of the through line through this issue, and I'm intrigued to see what Tom will do with that. Taylor also begins building out John's supporting cast with Jay Nakamura, a character who I feel there's a little bit more than meets the eye there, so I'm excited to see him become a mainstay and what Tom has in store for that character, as well as the big bad guy Henry Bendix, which is absolutely a surprising turn of events for this book, but it makes sense given that the Authority, which Henry Bendix is actually part of, is tangling with the Superman family in quite some number of ways, with Midnighter and Apollo being on Superman's team and them sort of all getting involved in future state stuff together, so it kind of makes sense for him to get involved somewhere around this. It also leads to a very interesting villain for John to battle as sort of his first villain, his like Lex Luthor, if you will. John Timms again does some really fantastic artwork telling Taylor's story through the visuals, giving John a lot of his own classic Superman moments here with him saving a boat full of refugees, and they all feel kind of different from his father's. Timms' action is also a lot of fun to watch unfold since it's so fast paced and his colours are wonderful. Superman, Son of Kal-El issue 2 continued John's journey as the new Superman, further fleshing out what he will stand for while also introducing us to his fun supporting cast and a really surprising series villain. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Superman, Son of Kal-El issue 2 sees John listening to the truth the underground news network Damien told him about, listening to the masked being talking about asylum seekers escaping the nation of Gomorrah, and they are currently travelling towards Metropolis. Lois calls for her son since it's his first day and he'll be late if he doesn't get up. John knows usually he's not late to anything, since that's what happens when you move at the speed of sound, but today he can be late since today he's not John Kent or the son of Superman. He's Finn Connors, his new secret identity. Donning his disguise, he heads to see his mother, who asks if he's nervous, but John says he's faced murderous supervillains. He admits though he is a little nervous, and he promises he won't be too himself as he heads off in his Jeep. John heads to Metropolis College for his first day as a man loads assault rifle magazines in his car. John knows this is a new start for him as he signs up for the media department. Suddenly a woman spots Kyle with his gun, asking what he's doing as he says it's too soon to politicize this. He opens fire, but before a single round hits its mark, Superman jumps into action, stopping the bullets. He tackles Kyle down, demanding to know what is wrong with him as the police arrive. He scans Kyle, finding that there are no more weapons on him as he hands them over to the police, as the people mob him, thanking Superman for saving them. John, however, has ruined his secret identity as he has given back his wig. He heads back to his car, lifting it into the air before flying to the moon. He knows that he can't hide or pretend to be normal when people need him, guessing he'll just have to be happy with being John Kent, the son of Superman, and spend his life in the public eye and live in the biggest shadow in the universe. Clark comes to see his son, having heard what happened from Lois. John apologizes since he knows Batman and Oracle called in a lot of favors to create this disguise. Clark knows he should never need to apologize for doing the right thing, but he is sorry for what he had to sacrifice to do it. Clark points out the Earth, knowing it's pretty big, but John says it is big, but it's also very, very small as well. Knowing his father can see what he sees, with the oceans struggling to breathe, forests disappearing, ice caps melting, and inaction due to selfishness and fear. Clark knows that his son is having a bad day, but that's a pretty bleak outlook, but John knows he's not wrong, and neither does his father, who says that he's looked at the small, now John needs to look at what could be. John knows that this could be a place where every problem could be tackled world if they would just unite and no one is left behind. John asks his father why he doesn't do more, quickly apologizing, but Clark knows he's bulletproof, so he should be able to take some constructive criticism as well. He says that part of himself holds back because he wasn't born on Earth, so he can help, but he cannot lead, except by example, since part of him feels it's just not his place to be a leader. John thinks that's idiotic, and Clark thinks his criticism is getting less constructive. John knows that he's the greatest hero on the planet, so if he won't step up, who will? Clark was thinking of John since this is his planet, but John wonders if his father is literally dropping the weight of the world on his shoulders. Clark tells him that he won't have to lift it alone since he will have his friends to bear the burden with. John knows he doesn't really have friends, hoping Finn Connors would be able to make some, so Clark says for his son to follow him since he needs to give him the key to the house. John knows he has house keys as Clark actually gives him the key to the second fortress of Solitude, telling his son he wants him to look after the fortress, but there will be no parties and he'll know if Damien breaks anything. Clark takes his son inside, saying that he was making something for him when he got older, but then they lost all the years with him and he went away and suddenly he's older now. Clark retrieves a box, saying that he knows his son has one from the future, but he thought he would like one from the present. Clark shows his son his new suit, saying that the cape was once his when he was younger and it had some light alien armada damage, but Mark Kent was able to restore it with the help from Batman. John asks him why he's getting this and the fortress, so Clark says he was planning on giving him the suit on his 18th birthday, but there is a chance he'll have to go away for some time, but he promises he won't be missing any more years of his son's life. Clark says that if he does go away, he needs John to look after the big and very, very small world, and if he feels like he needs to step up more than he does, he trusts his son to do it right. Clark tells him to get home, so later on, John watches more of the Truth talking about the incoming asylum seekers, which the Gamoran government say don't exist. Truth says that no help is coming and no country has responded to their distress signal. He knows no one wishes to anger a resource-rich nation as John retrieves his new costume. Out in the ocean, the boat full of asylum seekers is hit by a big wave, knocking a boy off and into the water. Superman races into the water, retrieving the boy as his father thanks the hero, not thinking anyone was coming. Superman apologizes for not getting there sooner as he learns the boy's name is Takumi as he introduces himself, but the boy says he doesn't need to tell him that since he knows he's Superman. John carries the boat to Metropolis, putting it down in the harbor where police swarm the area, arresting the people. Superman cuts the cuffs off with his heat vision as the cop says the cameras are watching and he appreciates what the hero did and the people will be looked after, but there is a process. Superman says that the people need help, not handcuffs, telling the cop he'll just keep removing them. The cop calls for no restraints to be used as Takumi comes to see the hero. Superman tells the boy that it's okay since they will be looked after and he promises to check up on them. Superman takes off, looking over the area from a tall building nearby. Suddenly he is met by the Truth, who says that it sucks since they come there for help and they are treated like criminals. He wonders if the hero knows what he started today as John recognizes the being. Truth knows that Superman watching him is going to make a lot of his friends happy. Superman asks how he got on the roof and snuck up on him, so Truth says that he was pretty distracted, but he wanted to thank the hero. Truth removes his mask, revealed to be the man who signed John up for the media department at college, as he thanks John for saving him from the gunman. He says that his name is Jay Nakamura and he wonders if John wants his wig back. Jay understands why he was wearing a terrible wig, telling the hero that it really was terrible since it really did nothing for him. John says that that's the problem with having hair that's impervious to bleach. Jay knows that he was trying to hide since it must be hard being Superman's son, and he can understand why he would want to be something lesser or even something smaller. Jay knows that he could help him with that, but they need to have another conversation first, since Superman needs to understand what he did and where it leads, since while Gamora is supposed to be a paradise, people desperately want to flee from it despite what the propaganda would say. Jay knows that Superman swooped in and picked up a boatload of consequences and the tyrant of Gamora will want him gone, and he knows what he is capable of, since Henry Bendix will do whatever it takes to destroy Superman.